Welcome. Thanks for joining me today. Today I just wanted to do some quick stretches focused around neck and shoulder discomfort. So maybe you're kind of hunched over your computer and your shoulders naturally rise all the way up to the ears. Maybe you're sleeping kind of awkwardly and you've woken up with a stiff neck. Whatever it is, we tend to hold quite a lot of stress and tension in our shoulders and our neck. I know personally for me, this is kind of a big problem area I have. So these are just some of my favorite stretches that I really enjoy doing when I'm feeling that kind of discomfort. Obviously, if you have any sharp shooting pain at all, that's different. So please be careful, listen to your own body. And if you need to, just seek professional help with a physio or an osteopath. Okay, so let's get started. These are my hopefully five, there might be six, but we're going to go for five top stretches. So let's get into a comfortable seated position onto our mat, spine nice and straight, nice and long, relaxing down those shoulders away from the ears, maybe closing down the eyes here, just gently connecting to our breath, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. Maybe this is the first time we're noticing the breath today. So just taking a few minutes here. The best thing we can actually do to release tension across our whole body is just simply to breathe. Breathe nice and deeply. And you'll just feel all that kind of tension melting away. It's the best start to release any discomfort. Okay, from here, gently blinking the eyes back open, we're just going to take some gentle neck rolls. We're not going to do full circles because that can be a little bit too much to start with. So we're just going to tilt our head forward and take it over to the left side, just doing halfway. And coming back to center and over to the right. Okay, just keeping that going with your own breath. Super, just feeling into any niggly bits. I can definitely already feel a little bit on this side, so I'm just maybe gonna hold it a little bit longer on this side. Breathing into that discomfort. Few more here with your own breath. Good job. And coming back up to center. It's going to take it over to a neck tilt now, so gently leaning over to the left hand side. We can take that same arm up above us and gently kind of hug our head with our hand and arm really. So we're gently placing a tiny, tiny bit of pressure with our palm onto our cheek or our ear just to help open that stretch up a little bit more. We really don't want to be forcing anything whatsoever. We're just keeping it nice and gentle. And what I like to do here is just shift our gaze, so we can take our gaze down towards our knee or even up towards the ceiling and just noticing the difference in the stretch here. Just seeing what feels really good in your body today. Few breaths here. Let's all come back up to center if we're not already. Let's take out that right arm and keeping it straight. Now we want to flex the palm into dorsiflexion with our fingers pointing up to the ceiling. And we're gently going to bend our wrist so our fingers point up to the ceiling and then down to the floor. And this movement is actually called neural flossing. So this is just helping us to stretch and release any kind of contracted or trapped nerves that might be in our neck and shoulders. And we can gently lower the arm down, or we can bring it higher up. Just noticing the difference there again, just making sure we're keeping that tension almost as if we're trying to push against a wall. So this arm isn't floppy at all, it's just really nice and strong. Few breaths here. Excellent. Let's release that hand back down to the side. Release the hug of the neck and gently come back up. Just take a moment here noticing the difference between the two sides. And then we're going to take it over to the other side. So the neck tilt over to this side. This is definitely my trouble side. Inhaling that same arm up to the sky, hugging our head, giving ourselves a nice bit of love. And gently applying that little bit of pressure just to open that side of the neck. Breathing here, breathing into any tricky parts that you're feeling. Any different sensations. Again, maybe shifting the gaze, so taking the eyes up to the ceiling and then down to the floor. Oh, that feels particularly good. I think I'm going to stay here. Maybe you're feeling it a little bit down into the shoulder as well. Let's take that left arm out to the side, putting it into our dorsiflexion with our fingertips facing up. And then we just want to, again, move the wrist. So our fingers go up to the ceiling and down to the floor. And it's that high five kind of action. So our fingers are nice and spread. Imagining again we're pushing away from a wall, so we have that bit of tension in our arm. Breathing here. Let's take it up to the ceiling. Getting a bit higher. And taking that arm closer down to the floor. Really good. Okay, one more breath. Coming back up to center, release that arm down to the side, release the hug of the neck, and gently come back up to center. Maybe you're already starting to notice a little bit of difference in the stiffness and tightness that we hold in our neck and shoulders. We're going to take some big shoulder rolls now, so inhaling all the way up to the ear and back. Inhaling, shoulders come all the way up to the ears and then folding back. And you want to imagine the shoulder blades drawing down together as we push them down the back. Nice and slow, big movements here. Just engaging the core a little bit, making sure we're not pushing out our chest or our ribs too much. One more going backwards, and then we're going to take it forward. So inhaling, taking it forwards, and we want the opposite happening now. So as we bring our shoulder blades forwards, we want to imagine the back of the shoulder blades are stretching out. I quite like bringing my hands in towards the center, just to feel that stretch a little bit more. But work within your own body today. Perfect. Let's come back up to center. Now we're just going to take some shoulder shrugs. Ooh, that's a tongue twister, isn't it? Shoulder shrug. So we're going to release our hands, make them kind of loose. Then we're going to inhale, shrug our shoulders up really high, as close as we can to the ears. And on an exhale out of the mouth, we're going to release. And again, inhaling, shrugging up, and exhaling nice and forcefully. 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Maybe just doing a little bit of a wiggle around, a few little neck circles, hopefully feeling a little bit looser. From here, we're going to get down onto our bellies, so just nice and carefully getting down onto our stomach. We want to make sure our elbows are in line with our shoulders, and we have our hands planted down into the ground. Hips and tops of the feet are touching the ground as well. Now from here, we lower our forehead down to the mat, and on an inhale, we're gently imagining we're pushing away a marble with our nose until we take ourselves up just into a really little baby cobra. And in this baby cobra, we again want to imagine that our shoulder blades are joining together. If you're feeling any tension in the lower back, Be mindful that it's not pain. If it's just a little bit of discomfort, you can just open your legs a little bit wider and that should release. We don't want to force ourselves by coming up too high. We just want to take it nice and gently. Exhaling, let's take it down. Inhale, pushing that marble away with the nose. Gaze going up and exhaling down. One more here. Inhaling, pushing away that marble. Hips, pelvis touching the floor. Shoulder blades knitting together. Exhale down. Let's take our hands out wider than the mat and we kind of have this little spider hands, I guess, more or less. Right, so we're on the fingertips, elbows pointing up to the ceiling. So from here, we have our forehead down to the ground. Now, instead of using the marble with our nose, we want to bring the marble towards our chest. So we're bringing the marble up towards the chest and then we're arching down to come and lower down. Bringing the marble towards our chest and taking our nose back to the ground. Super. Let's relax down here. Maybe take our hands down by the sides of our body, palms facing upwards. Just taking a gentle wiggle with the hips, left and right. And taking our head over to the other side. Excellent. Coming back to center. Now we're going to take one of my favorite shoulder stretches. So we're going to take our right arm out long at a kind of, to make a T shape basically with our arm. So our arm is the top of the T and our body is the bottom of the T. From here, we take our ear down to the floor and we gently just roll over to that side of the body. Now you can use your left arm to stabilize here with the palm into the floor. And this might be enough for you today. That's totally fine. You might already be feeling the stretch in your body. If you feel like you need just a little bit more, then you can take this top leg and gently rotate it down until the sole of the foot touches the ground. And then I would just stay here, just breathe into that sensation. You should feel a nice stretch, a nice opening all across the front of the shoulder. Taking a few breaths here. One more big deep breath here. Excellent. Let's roll gently back onto the side and calming back to our belly. Now we'll switch sides. So we're planting the right hand palm. Elbow goes up to the ceiling. Our left arm goes out long as the top of the T. And we're gently rolling over to that side. Again, just noticing maybe there's a difference between the sides. Maybe one side feels a little bit looser than the other. Totally normal. If you feel like you need a little bit more of a stretch, then you can take that top leg and gently place the sole of the foot with the knee facing up to the ceiling. Breathing here again, feeling all that nice space that we're creating across the front of the shoulder. Making sure there's no sharp, stabbing, shooting pain, but just a gentle bit of releasing of tension. It's okay to have a little bit of discomfort. If you've never done this before, this can be completely new. And so it's a kind of new, different sensation, which can be a bit uncomfortable. But there should definitely be no pain. One more breath here. And taking it back over to the side, rolling back onto our belly. Hands come underneath the body, gently pushing ourselves back up, coming to a kneeling position. And just taking a moment here, closing down the eyes, palms resting on top of the knees, relaxing the shoulders down away from the ears. Maybe just noticing the difference between how you started before today's practice and how you feel afterwards. Coming back to a cross-legged position into your mat. just want to say thank you so much. I really hope that these 5 simple stretches really help you to get rid of that discomfort in that troublesome area of our neck and shoulders. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and if you're interested in getting some more of these videos, then please subscribe. I would love to share some more stretches and yoga techniques with you. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Goodbye.